picturesque towns outside of Dublin were supposed to offer a vibrant suburban existence for thousands of Irish families. But the dream burst like a bubble when the country's construction boom went bust, leaving developers more or less bankrupt. So RT's Laura Smith went to visit the many ghost towns ended up left behind.
There's a new word in Ireland, námad. It's when property's repossessed by the National Asset Management Agency as its owners go bankrupt. During the Celtic Tigre boom, banks handed out cash to property developers like monopoly money. Now Ireland's littered with ghost estates, homes and shopping centres that nobody wants. This is a classic example of the death of the Celtic Tigre. In this small town north of Dublin, the plan was to move the entire town centre to this location. Shops and apartments were starting to be constructed, and then 4 years ago, the crash. And the site has been like this, unfinished, unlived in, ever since. Jimmy Gilner has seen the boom and bust firsthand. A pub owner in Laytown outside Dublin, his sleepy hamlet exploded from 3,000 residents 10 years ago to 18,000 now. But the housing stock grew even more, creating a situation Jimmy says epitomises what's gone wrong in Ireland.
Well, it's very sad. It sort of sums up where we are in this country at the moment. We're all suspended. We're waiting for something to happen. We don't know can we move forward or when we're going to move forward.
People round here tell stories of being offered millions of euros by banks for development projects, building houses and shopping centres for which there was no market.
But the problem was that banks here and financial institutions believed they were doing the right thing. So they were basically shoveling money at people who hadn't sought it. The people were taking it and building housing that nobody needed.
Between 1991 and 2010, Ireland built nearly 1 million new houses. Unsurprisingly, a recent report says more than 300,000 of them now lie vacant, and that's just the ones that are finished. This is Whitefield Manor, and inside there are around 30 houses, about a third of which remain unoccupied to this day. On the other side of the road, the developer had planning permission for a further 300 houses. In the end, he built the gatepost and then nothing more. This developer didn't go bankrupt, and a representative told us they still plan to finish the estate at some point, but locals can't imagine that happening.
I cannot see any construction taking place in this country in the next, certainly 10 years. We have an oversupply of everything between houses and retail units. But I honestly do believe that we have hit the bottom.
Meanwhile, someone has to pay for all those bad loans, incurred mostly by French and German banks. And the buck has stopped with the Irish taxpayer on the hook for €90 billion in bailouts. Laura Smith, RT, Dublin.